The scene opens with a couple, Seb and Julia, being interviewed about Seb's latest project, an exhibition that not only changed a young woman's life, but also exposed her in every possible way. Julia quickly jumps in to defend her husband, explaining that the woman made it their business the moment she began watching other people's lives. They should have known better, Julia argues, because the watchers eventually became the watched. As the interview continues, the questions seem to make Seb increasingly uncomfortable. He eventually snaps, insisting that it doesn't matter what the world thinks. The project was a success, bringing them both fame and fortune. From the very beginning, we sense the tension in their relationship, caught between Seb's lingering guilt and Julia's love for success. After the interview, Seb and Julia return home to find a congratulatory bottle of wine waiting by their door. As they drink it, their printer suddenly whirs to life, producing a chilling message. "I know you killed him." Disturbed, Seb starts looking around and spots a mysterious woman watching them from the roof. Intrigued and alarmed, the couple chase her through the streets until she leads them to an optician's clinic called L'Optique. There, after cornering her, a tense confrontation unfolds. In the heat of the moment, Julia faints, and the mysterious woman reveals that the wine they drank was a little gift from her, one she had spiked. As Seb begins to lose consciousness, her demeanor shifts from helpless to vengeful. With cold fury, she forces him to look at her and tells him that her face will be the last thing he ever sees before everything fades to black. What exactly did this couple do, and who is the mysterious woman? Welcome back to Sandy's Timeline. Today, we're diving into the Voyeurs. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more recaps like this. We're taken back a few months before the entire ordeal, where we meet a young couple, Pippa and Thomas, moving into their first apartment together in Montreal. From their conversation, it's clear this is their first big step toward a promising future as a couple. They share an intimate talk about what lies ahead. Pippa expresses that she wants to take things slowly and truly live life to the fullest before settling down. She explains that she spent all of college focused on medical school and never really got the chance to act her age or have fun. This, she says, is her time for redemption, no kids for a few years. Thomas completely agrees. During their conversation, Pippa and Thomas notice that they can see directly into the apartment across the street, where a man with a professional studio setup is photographing a woman. As they watch, the photo shoot turns intimate. Amused, they jokingly give their neighbors pseudonyms, Margot and Brent. Feeling uncomfortable, Pippa tells Thomas they should give the couple some privacy, and they call it a night. The next day, Pippa, who works as a trainee optometrist at L'Optique, tells her friend about what she saw. She admits she's fascinated and a bit unsettled by how the couple across the street could be so openly intimate, not caring that anyone could be watching them. She confesses feeling guilty for having watched, but her friend laughs it off, saying that people who put themselves on display like that probably want an audience. So she jokes Pippa shouldn't feel guilty for observing them at all. At work, while Pippa is making calls to remind patients to pick up their prescription glasses, her boss surprises her with a bird feeder as a housewarming gift. On her way home, Pippa decides to buy a pair of binoculars so she and Thomas can get a better look at the couple across the street. Before long, they start noticing patterns. Whenever Margot is away, Brent often brings models back to the apartment, and it's clear he's having affairs with them. Pippa becomes increasingly fascinated by Brent, drawn to him in a way that feels more like a physical obsession than simple curiosity, though she keeps these feelings to herself. Later, during brunch, Pippa admits her curiosity has grown. She wants to know what their neighbors are actually saying. That's when she learns that Thomas, back in college, figured out a way to listen in on another room using a laser pointer, a trick that relies on bouncing the beam off a reflective surface to capture the sound. The problem, however, is that they need a mirror placed in the apartment across the street for the laser setup to work. That's when Pippa comes up with a plan. When Brent and Margot host a Halloween costume party, she and Thomas will sneak in disguised as guests. During the party, Pippa will secretly plant a mirror in their apartment so they can later listen in on the couple's private conversations. At the party, everything goes as planned, until they unexpectedly run into Brent himself. He casually takes a photo of them before walking away, leaving Pippa and Thomas terrified that they've been caught. Still, they manage to leave unnoticed. Later, they set up their experiment, and what they hear deeply unsettles them. Through the laser, they listen as Margot confronts Brent about his constant infidelity. Brent coldly turns the situation around, asserting his power as the one who makes all the money and manipulating her into backing down. As the argument escalates, he lashes out, destroying her glasses and cruelly rebuking her for daring to question him. The next day, Margot, whose real name is Julia, visits Leptique for an eye exam. Pippa conducts the exam and recommends a new set of glasses, which Julia orders. During the appointment, Julia invites Pippa to hang out, and Pippa agrees, intending to warn her about Brent's adultery. However, Thomas urges Pippa to stop spying on the couple, warning that they are becoming too involved. Later, Pippa and Julia meet at a spa. During their conversation, Julia reveals that her husband's name is Sebastian, or Seb, and that he is a well-known photographer. She describes him as a complex individual who genuinely loves her. Julia also opens up about feeling unfulfilled in her modeling career, sharing some of her personal frustrations. Pippa, still obsessed with the neighbors, continues spying on them behind Thomas's back. She eventually discovers a way to access Julia and Seb's wireless printer and uses it to anonymously expose Seb's infidelities to Julia, even mentioning a hidden condom as proof. Thomas, who had been asleep, finds Pippa and angrily confronts her. He warns her that she was never supposed to get involved in the couple's lives and that she has taken her curiosity too far. During their heated argument, they witness Julia grabbing a knife, her emotions distorted, almost stabbing Seb, but she eventually calms herself down. The next morning, Pippa apologizes to Thomas and promises to stop spying on the neighbors, but their relief is short-lived. They see Seb discover Julia's body in the bathroom after she appears to have slit her own throat. Thomas immediately blames Pippa for Julia's death, breaks up with her, and storms out. Though heartbroken, Pippa continues to watch Seb. One evening, she follows him to a nearby pub, where he sits with her and strikes up a conversation. He persuades her to pose nude for him at his apartment, and they share a passionate encounter. Upon returning home, Thomas consumes part of a drink from the refrigerator and pours the rest into her bird feeder. From a window, he witnesses Pippa with Seb across the street. The following morning, a horrified Pippa discovers Thomas dead in their apartment, having apparently hanged himself. Filled with guilt over both deaths, Pippa falls into a deep depression. She eventually confides in her friend Ari about the entire ordeal, admitting she never imagined it would lead to such tragedy. Ari advises her to try to move on. Together, they attend Seb's exhibition, only for Pippa to realize that Seb is cold and distant toward her. During the presentation, she learns a shocking truth. The exhibition was a collaboration between Seb and Julia, who is very much alive. Even more devastating, Pippa and Thomas themselves are revealed to be the subjects of the exhibition. Seb and Julia explain that they owned the apartment rented by Pippa and Thomas, whose lease included a clause stating they consented to be photographed, and had known all along that they were being watched. Distressed and enraged, Pippa storms off, discovers Seb's studio above her apartment filled with cameras pointed at her own apartment, and destroys the equipment. As she prepares to move out, she notices dead birds on a grate beneath her bird feeder, and the horrifying realization of what Thomas drank and what it all meant finally clicks. The story then brings us back to Pippa, who is once again in her apartment spying on Seb and Julia. She begins sending them ominous messages, including "I know you killed him," which ultimately prompts the couple to chase her to the clinic. During the confrontation, it's revealed that the intense conversation is Pippa confessing that she knows Thomas did not commit suicide. Instead, Julia had drugged the drink Thomas consumed from the fridge and, once he lost consciousness, hung him so that Pippa would discover the body and blame herself. Pippa also admits that she spiked Seb and Julia. Once both are unconscious, she places them under a LASIK machine, using it to burn their corneas and leave them blind. Later, a new couple, two men, move into Pippa and Thomas's former apartment. From their vantage point, they observe Seb and Julia in their own apartment, now blind and unaware that they are being watched. Pippa, watching from the rooftop, observes the scene one last time before leaving her binoculars behind, signaling the end of her obsession. What would you do if you were in Pippa's shoes? Could curiosity ever be harmless? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sandy's Timeline for more deep dives into the movies and shows that keep us on the edge of our seats. Until next time, stay curious, but maybe not too curious.